Good morning, welcome. It's time for your weekly early morning Sunday show. And I'm your host, the with the most, Steve, like my channel says. Ice storm going on, rain going on, snow going on. We got it all going on here today, so I'm not going out. I think the wife kind of suggests going out. And here actually is the host. Here's Kat. Kat's here to say hi and to welcome and headbutting me already. Oh, for God's sake, don't spill. Man, you spilled my coffee. Come on. Jesus. Don't me here. You spilled the coffee. Come on. All right. We're going to have a difficult one today. In the background today, we have Coop Island. This is kind of a neat little album, or CD, shall we say, that came out in the aughts. Look at that, it has a whole Japanese lyric thing happening in there. I was watching, there's a show, it's called So You Think You Can Dance. And they put on a lot of cool music, and I always had my phone ready to go and go, what's that song? And when I heard something from these guys, I really had to pick it up. Absolutely love this CD. It's beautiful stuff. So we're going to do a lot today. And I want to go fast, as always, to say, so I don't take up your time, which I will anyway. I'm going to go super fast through Record Store Day. You can see what I got. I haven't listened to it. And when I listen to it, we'll talk more in depth about it. I don't know when I'm going to get to listen to it. There's so much going on. I want to get my next batch of my top 100. I've been really staying consistent with it, but it's getting tough. I want to get that before I have to fly out this week. And I have a special video on some music of Michael Dawson that I'm trying to get done. So a couple things. So I don't know, maybe I'll never listen to this Record Store Day stuff, but let's go through it real quick. I got the Chet Baker. Really excited that Chet Baker Sings. I have listened to side one on that one, and it's true. Chet Baker sings. It's right. This was a different one. Vitamin String Quartet Performance Nightmare Before Christmas. I had no intention of buying this. It was there a day after Record Store Day. Thought, I love the Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm intrigued. I will buy. And this was one I bought the day after Record Store Day too. Devo live in 1980. Devo fan, thought that, hey, that sounded fun. Got this on Record Store Day. This is the Gun Club, and it's imitators of the wave of cowpunk, initiators of the U.S. wave of cowpunk, and it's the Gun Club. Early stuff by them. There was Bill Evans, and that's Live at the Gate. I missed the last Bill Evans, but I had the other Bill Evans, so felt bad I missed that. I actually had in April, I had it in my hands, but it came down to this fact that I had to make some decisions on what I was going to buy, and I put that back. And actually, I bought a used thing, but it was a really good album, so hey, I did all right. One I really wanted, Miles Davis in Tokyo. That was a very important pickup for me. And the other Miles Davis I was able to get, and there is Miles Davis Early Minor. And this is stuff from the Silent Way sessions. Also picked up here, this is Daptone. It's a compilation of music from Daptone. I hit the cat in the head. Serves you damn right. Got the Runaways live in Japan. See what that one's going to be like. Hey, we're almost done. And the last one I picked up was John Griffin, Eddie Lockjaw Davis live at the Penthouse. Excited to pick that up. And I am proud to say I put back music. I actually didn't want to. I said, nope, not going to buy it. I put back Live at Cheap Trick. I put back Pearl Jam. A few other ones that a lot of people were scrambling to try to get. I kind of wanted to concentrate on the jazz. A lot of those had really limited amounts, and I figured the ones that have a a lot more, they're going to be available, right? I should be able to find them as we go along. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Well, let's begin now. We got some neat music. We're going to start with, how about a little garage rock? Oh my God. This is Pebbles, Volume 1. And the Pebbles is a series that came out that focused on 60s garage rock music. When the British invasion happened in the early 60s, I mean, every kid in the U.S. said, I'm going to form a band. Man, you formed a band. A lot of people formed bands. Why? Because they were excited about the music. The problem was most of the bands just weren't that good. They weren't polished like what was coming overseas, because these guys were ready to make the invasion. And but they made these 45s, these singles that have become collectors. Collectors go wild for them. So different collectors that got together and began to share these 45s, and they began. They started this Pebbles series where they're going around to different people and said, hey, can we use this and put on here? And then they would write the liner notes. Now, the original Pebbles, I believe they came out in the 80s, have really extensive liner notes. This is all you get, so it's not nearly as extensive. But still, it's a document. It's a historical document of garage rock. It goes everywhere, and there are so many types of garage rock compilations out there, but Pebbles is a really important one. This is Volume 1. There might be over 10 of them now. Probably is. Randy from Dead Wax 66, he has tons of these things. Talks about them constantly. I would bet Zeke Final Geek has a lot. A lot of you guys do. New to me, okay? On Randy's channel, we were talking about it. This was a neat little pickup here. Show you the label. This is brand new. It's from Shake It Records. They're out of Cincinnati, and My Mind Set Me Free. And it's the Houseguests Meet the Complete Strangers, Bootsy, Phillips, and Gary. This is the Collins brothers, Bootsy and Catfish Collins, and they were out of Cincinnati. And when they first started this band in the '60s, Bootsy was like 14, and they're going, "How are we going to get him in?" But he was really tall, and they just would have to sneak him into gigs. While they were playing, eventually got noticed by James Brown. And so James Brown brought Bootsy and Catfish and a few others into the fold, and they changed James Brown music. They brought the funk. They created the real funk that began happening. Well, the Collins brothers, after a year or so, they got, in less than 2 years, said, man, James Brown sucks. I mean, he wasn't easy to work for. He did not pay well. And so they left, and they went back to Cincinnati. They did some 45s. These are the 45s. So as they're doing these 45s, they're trying to get noticed. They're going up to Detroit trying to get noticed by George Clinton. Well, what was interesting, these guys, they had a Cadillac Hearse that they drove around to gigs to get to, and they were dressing up. They're dressing up like clowns, like pimps, like hookers. Think Parliament. These guys were doing it before Clinton was, and they were crazy. And a lot of these funk songs, and it's like raw garage rock funk going on here. These songs, a lot of them were composed while on LSD. Yes, the songs are sponsored to you by LSD. They would go around. They would see some place was having a gig, and so they would go in there and say, we're the band, and start playing like the Blues Brothers, and the real band would come up and be all pissed because these guys, the Collins brothers, were playing in there. There is some, look, it was nice. They did this. They gave some information sheet. Isn't that cool when places do it? And Shake It Records, Shake It record stores in Cincinnati, where this is based out of, and so brand new what they did. This label really focuses on a lot of Ohio music, so fun, really good listen. If you like funk, man, cool stuff. And speaking of garage rock, all right, why not? This is pronounced Lichter. I'm feeling good because it's Swedish, okay? And I have roots, and I know, I feel good about this. Lichter. Swedish fans, go ahead, correct me. Which means reading matters. This is an album, like the Pebbles, I picked up Bomp Records, B-O-M-P. Check a look at their website. This is Swedish psychedelic, Swedish garage, Swedish pop. There's a variety of different types of Swedish music going on in here. It's their version of Nuggets. It's actually really fun. There is a song, Bo Nilsson, Grilla Garden. Everything's in Swedish, but the song, it makes you just, it just has this 60s pop groovy deliciousness to it. It is so much fun. It's like, you know, hey, throw it, the go-go boots go on and out you go, they're dancing away. Oh my goodness, really fun stuff. There's other ones where there's like a guitar, flute, and drum, and just this really psychedelic experience going on. This again is a series that's out there of Swedish garage rock. So I just thought, what, doesn't that just sound fun? Let's just get that and see what we got. Lichter. So it is. It is a fun album. As good as Pebbles? No. You can't understand it. But they do a lot of covers. In fact, I'm going to play a cover, a Beatles cover. We can work it out. Done in the Swedish way.
När ska du förstå mig? Orkar inte att förklara om du inte vill. När ska jag förmå dig? Fatta skälen till att vårt förhållande står still. Kan vi börja om? Kan vi börja om? Tänk på vad du säger. Du kan göra fel men ändå tro på dina skäl.
Next up, and I believe Bill Vinyl showed this, and I saw it, and I go, hey man, I like that. It's called Una Mas. Oh, here we go. We're licking the face. Una Mas. And this is by Kenny Dorham. I just like that when I say Una Mas, that's Spanish. So, okay, it's going to have a Latin feel to it, which is really kind of a passion. So Kenny Dorham, born in 1924, died in 72, regretfully of cancer. Wasn't of drugs, so that was good. Una Mas was recorded in 63. It was the second to the last album that he did. He's really, he was one of the original members of the Jazz Messengers. He's not as well known, He was a trumpet player. Also on here you have Joe Henderson, tenor sax. Herbie Hancock plays piano. Butch Warren on bass. And Tony Williams on drums. Tony Williams was 17 years old. Durham had a Dorham, Kenny Dorham. I think I'm saying that right now. He really had this talent of spotting young musicians, very talented young musicians, and bringing them in. That was also a lot cheaper way to go if you could find someone trying to make it big. And so you see a lot of his works. There's some really talented people in there. This was it's great stuff. The whole first side is Una Mas, and it does have kind of a Latin tinge going on in there. You can feel it happening. He does a song called Sao Paulo, and it was about a trip to Brazil. So again, bossa nova was becoming big during this time period, and this is kind of his tribute to that, and you have that feel. Really a nice, a fun pickup from someone that I have nothing on and really don't know a lot about, Kenny Dorham. And Una Mas. Great listen. It's a good hard bop. I mean, this guy, he played with all the hard bop greats. He played with Gillespie, he played with Parker, Lionel Hampton. He played with them all, so he understood hard bop and how to play it. So, good stuff. This is a neat little pickup. It was a promo album. This is Dave Edmunds. And it's on the Swan Song label. This is Dave Edmunds. This came out, is called Tracks on Wax, I believe. Tracks on Wax 4. I don't know why 4's there. And this came out in 1978. This is his first solo effort in which he had the backing band Rockpile behind him. And Rockpile, of course, also had Nick Lowe in it. Great stuff. I mean, Rockpile was just this pub rock group. And so in England, you had all the punk happening, right? There's disco going on. But Edmunds comes in, and he really brings back this pub rock feel, which kind of harks back to the 50s. This album would sound good in the 1950s. It has that rockabilly type sound in it. You have what is it? Let's see, Trouble Boys. I believe. No. Now I can't find. Never Been in Love. Never Been in Love. You listen to that. There's this really country feel that goes on. But then you have they do Nick Lowe's Heart of the City. 3 years later, Nick Lowe would take Heart of the City and make it into a big hit. What's Love? Where's that one? What's Love Best? What Looks Best on You? It's like a real country weeper. There's a steel guitar going on. Really nice rockabilly type music, rockabilly type feel to this. Very nice. With Cat on my lap, this is going to be hard. This is a Rolling Stone box set. And you can see 12 albums are in here, okay? Really nice group of albums. I have a lot of them on vinyl. Bill Young had this, and I bought it off Bill. Now, it goes for a hefty amount of money, but here's the issue. Though I knew it, I looked at it. There is some nice photography. Right? I generally would put this on my lap, and we could do it. So there's just glossy pictures of everyone. We won't go through all the glossy pictures. The only thing is, and this is in stereo, sorry Jam on Vinyl, Mike, it is in stereo. There's no covers, and they didn't make covers, so everything's just in paper sleeves in the box, all 12 albums. So if you're a lover of original artwork, you're not going to have this. But this was an earlier box set, and it came out in 1980 from Germany. Germany did a beautiful Jimi Hendrix box set also, but they gave him covers on there. But this was from 1980. And box sets weren't the big deal back then. So it's a cool album. I haven't gotten through all the records yet. I said I have most of them, but not all of them. But I look forward just to kind of hearing to what they all sound like and how the recordings sound on them. Hannah, the Omaha Introvert, showed this. I think it was on her channel, or maybe it was on the one with Bo. I don't remember. It was the Lucy Show, group I was totally unfamiliar with, and it is on Big Time label. Gotta love big. It's the Big Time. This came out, actually the Lucy Show started in 1983. This was their second album they put out in 1986, and it was their last album that they put out. The record company wound up going bankrupt. This got zero promotion because of that, and it sank like a rock. The first album that the Lucy Show put out, it was more like kind of like music from a midnight movie. It had very atmospheric and a little bit dark. So here they tried to be more upbeat, and this album's called Mania. So this is a much more upbeat album. They've added in piano, they've put in some brass, and it's much more harmonic. Actually, there's a harmonica playing in here. College Music Journal really liked this album. They said, man, this thing's a very good album. It's like nice, it's like 80s rock, not hair metal, probably leaning more in toward kind of the dream rock that was going on, but not even quite like that. Just good, a nice rock album. I really enjoyed this. It was expensive. It was a blind buy. I just saw it out there. I hadn't seen Hannah's video. I've had this for a while, but I just thought, the Lucy Show. Well, isn't that interesting? Let's give it a shot and see what we have. And it was good. You know what? Probably find it for a few bucks out there if it's something you want to try. I'll play a snippet. Couple left. I've got another Little Sonny album. I showed my first Little Sonny a few weeks back. Here's another one. This is called Black and Blue, and it is on the Enterprise label. Oh my god. I just fingerprinted that thing up. Let me tell you, if there's a murder in the house and it's done with this vinyl record, they're going to look at it. My fingerprints are all over the damn thing. This came out in 1972. As I talked about a few weeks back, Little Sonny, he's backed by the Barkays. So, his blues is more has more soul into it. It's a little more complex than what you hear out of Muddy Waters and Howlin' Wolf because of all the horns. Some people like it, some people don't. He no interest in music till he heard Sonny Boy Williamson play, Sonny Boy Williamson II, and that got him interested, though he says that's not why he took his name. He was just called Little Sonny. He spent time in the 50s as a used car salesman. He started his first group in 1956, and his first recording took until 1969, which I showed a few weeks back, which is outstanding. I really like Little Sonny. I think it's just, he plays great blues. I like the fact that there's horns in there. To me, it feels great. It's also, his music is completely blocked on YouTube, kind of like Dave Edmunds. Can't play the stuff, but it's too bad. Real nice pickup. good blues. Final one here on the shaded dog RCA level. We have no, don't go on the records. Bad kitty. Now he gets off. I don't want to show the box set. Peter Ilyich Tchaikovsky. And this is Symphony number 5. That is not Tchaikovsky there. That's the composer, Pierre Montreux, whatever. But Tchaikovsky, just real quick about him. He was born in 1840, passed away in 1893. Really not that long of a life. Maybe back then it was. He was one of the romantic composers. That was the time where a lot of the, it was the romantic period of symphony orchestras. He's from Russia, and in Russia the melodies and the chord structures were different than they were in Western Europe. So he's trying to make music to appeal to that would appeal to the West, but he knows how Russia does it, so he's trying to do both. So his music sounds different. And when I put this on, I could immediately tell that's Tchaikovsky because there's a feel. If you listen to one of those famous works, 1812 Overture, you listen to this, you hear it. It's in there, and that's that Russian feel, the way how the Russians had to compose the music. Of course, Tchaikovsky, known for Swan Lake, known for the Nutcracker. I mean, this guy was a big deal. The Fifth Symphony, he made this in 1888. He was kind of, it's all right. He wasn't really big on it. He came to the U.S., he played it first in Boston. Boston poo-pooed the whole thing. Hey, we don't like it. Those darn Boston. They did not think it was wicked. It was not wicked at all to them. Then he goes to New York, and the New Yorkers are really digging it. Says, hey, this Tchaikovsky, that Fifth Symphony, that's pretty cool stuff. So here we go. A little Tchaikovsky information for you. But he's a composer I do enjoy. Not as much. I'm more Baroque type period, but my dad, big fan of 1812. I love the Nutcracker Suite, Swan Lake. I've watched that done to ballet. It's just beautiful. So I'm always happy to pick up a little something I don't have from Tchaikovsky. And the vinyl was super clean. There we go. There's an update. You saw what I got for Record Store Day. A lot of cool stuff that I should be able to listen to by the beginning of the year. I got 3 Christmas trees to put up today. I got a busy day. I won't even get to listen to music today. Dang it. It's the way life is. What are you going to do? It's the holiday season. You have to enjoy the holidays while you can. And if that involves not listening to some music, so be it. I want to enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate it. New subscribers again, thank you. Please comment. Throw in your comments. I love to read them. I love to hear from you. I love to chat with you. Thank you, everybody. Have a great week. Okay? Bye.